Bernd Winspeed is Utrecht here. Hi, welcome back again. We're still configuring our Outremer 55. It's going to take a while until it's ready, but they have already started. In this episode we have a look at electronics together with Didier Dupuis. He already works for 15 years as a partner of Outremer and with his company Pochon. He's going to discuss all elements of the electronics and the possible options with us later on in this video. We would appreciate your feedback and input because we still have to make a couple of choices and we don't have a lot of time left. Well, they have to start purchasing the components, as some of them are already necessary in the first phases of the production. We have a meeting with Didier on Wednesday. The thing I forgot to ask Benoit is the redundant autopilot. To use the option that Didier proposes, or to put in exactly the same on the other side.
It's actually Pochon doing the installation of the autopilot. So Didier will not only offer you options that he has on the option lists, electronic option list I showed you, but also other setups. He can offer you, for example, just to have a spare calculator, just to plug and play. He can offer you a spare electronic pilot. He has many options to offer you.
So the only thing that's going to be different is the second autopilot, calculator probably then, and that we use the repeater display instead of a second plotter.
So cool. Is this Outremer 55 going to be called Greatcircle as well?
Yes. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Most of the equipment that's both in the standard and in the option list is already pretty well known to us, as we had exactly the same on the previous two boats.
Is it a carbon or aluminium mast?
It's a carbon mast.
It's a carbon mast. Rotating?
Yes.
Because only the H5000 can take care of the rotating mast for the wind sensors and as well for the radar.
I wouldn't even know exactly which one we had on the 52, but it really worked well. We had the boat only 1 week. We had a storm from Gibraltar to Ibiza, and we had 56 knots, and the boat was on autopilot all the time.
Waar ben je nu maar?
We're just running through the option list to make sure that we don't miss anything, and that DJ is able to give some additional explanation.
The option 5 is a second independent emergency pilot.
Yeah.
According to the experience we had on different skippers, first of all, we didn't fit a second hydraulic system because then the steering will be very hard. I fit a second pilot, completely independent, Raymarine one, just to make sure that you won't make any mistake. You will see immediately that it's the emergency pilot. The only advantage of the Raymarine is the fact that if the Raymarine is not calibrated correctly, it will still work correctly, where other pilots, such as the BandG system, you need to calibrate it correctly to make sure it will work. It's not the hydraulic which will break.
No.
That's you absolutely right on that.
We would prefer an option where we can still use the same hydraulics, but then the electric parts of the standard BandG, that we are able to replace them when there's a problem. Yeah.
So that you have the same performance with your autopilot. So if you have a secondary autopilot that has not the same performance as the first one, when you're crossing an ocean and in 2 days the autopilot is gone, then I read a lot of things about it, and people just end up steering themselves because their secondary autopilot just can't do it.
Well, the second pilot, the Remarine one, is an excellent pilot. It will drive the boat correctly in any condition. That is obvious, no problem for that. The difference between those two pilots is the fact, because the second pilot is completely independent, we fit on that a compass and a GPS antenna. So it will be able only to drive the boat on a course heading
Mode.
and not on the wind like the BandG, because the BandG of course will be connected to the wind sensors.
Yeah.
So this pilot will not be able to do that.
If you are in trouble, that's not a problem. The only thing is, if it can't hold a position in high seas and it's going like this constantly, that's what you don't want.
So apart from the Remarine, would it be possible to have double components installed for the BandG system?
When you have two course computer, it's slightly more complicated. Anyway, it's a course less expensive.
Yeah, I think we would prefer that option.
On the standard item, it's a 7-inch.
Yeah.
So having a 9-inch, I think it's much better, because it's
we need the 12.
A 12-inch outside.
Yes. Already for us a big step back from the 16.
And do you want one station or port and starboard station?
No, only one on port side. The 55 will have the main helm station on port side. So most lines will be there, and we can always turn it around if we need it on the other side. Is it a problem, like Pierre did on BioTrack, to provide my own display?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. There's still a lot of time before the boat is delivered, so there might be new developments in the meantime. I have to say, we are really happy that we can continue with the same brands for the next couple of years as well.
One thing you have to know, on the standard package, and I advise you to go for that, go and see on Vesper Marine, which is a New Zealand company, the Vesper Cortex. It's something just unbelievable. And you will get all your AIS targets on that, everything on the display as well. You will get all information of the boat, of the NMA 2000, which means the wind sensor, the wind display, and whatever. When you start moorings, you press the button on the Cortex, and immediately it makes an alarm go out, which means if you are going sleep after that and the wind is changing, you can get some alarm, and it will tell you if the boat is moving or not. Immediately you can press the button to get a mob alarm on that. There is a SIM card, it's an international SIM card inside the hub, which means you are outside the boat, you go with your dinghy, you want to go to the beach or you want to go to a restaurant. You have all information on your iPhone exactly the same as on your boat.
So thanks very much, DJ.
Yeah, okay, Mark. No problem. Thank you very much to spend time with me. And if you have any other question, don't hesitate.
Ga je lekker, schatje?
Ja, heerlijk. Makkelijk echt. Altijd al willen doen.
Oh, je hebt die ballen ook redelijk schoongekregen.
Ja, die ballen gaan ook redelijk schoon.
Daar word je blij van, hè?